Wow, guys. I literally just watched Avatar finished. And wow, wow. As I was impressed, but at the same time, I was not that impressed. I felt like the first one, like that one, it was someone, it was someone that uh, was from the Avatar clan or the group, the people, one of the Avatar people, or like one of their generations, one from their side that wrote the first one. Yes, maybe someone that their grandparent was telling them stories, and then they wrote that book. They wrote the first Avatar, and then the second one now is the American, the person that they show that he wrote the Avatar. Now he made the second part because you could see the difference. Like it was very American, whilst the first one was very as a loving, motherly. It was like as a connection between how to call it between the earth, the animals, also the people, everything. But whilst this one now was guns, more killing, that's what I was saying. They hate each other. Like I don't know, the siblings they were fighting, and then from no, they were just like saying they hate each other. I was like, in the first one, it was not hate. I saw it's yeah, when the Americans came and they were doing their things, when it was war, you could say it was hate, but between the people themselves, it was not hate. They did not use those words as amongst them. So it was like, and but it was nah. It was nice, but it was not as the first one. Like, and it was not like as of for it to have take this many years. But it's cause it's not the same person that write as that wrote the first one that wrote this one too. No, it's not the same. So that's why probably it took much more longer time to get it almost as the first one. But they did what they could, but it's not close. No, the acting, everything was. Nah. But I love the scenery, everything. It still looked quite magical, very magical. Like I was like, oh, that. Also, when I'm looking, that feels like home. That feels like that's how also where I'm coming from. Like that's where it is, where they took me from. That's how it looked like. That feels home. Oh, I believe that was our home once upon a time before we got uh, uprooted from it. But nah, it's not the same person that wrote both of them. The first one, it was someone from the Avatar. Yeah, someone from the Avatar. I bet he died or something happened, and then he lost his mind. It could be, yes. He was writing his stories, what he felt. Just like how I'm talking now, like ah, what I know. And then he was writing, and then they succeeded in killing, and then they had a very beautiful story to tell, also a movie to make. They made it for us, and the people loved it so much because a lot of us, we related to the Avatar. We relate. So they decided to make a part two, but it was not that easy. Uh, you see, your stories, speak them. Speak. Talk them. Even if they take and they go and write, then they write their own. They put from your words, anyways. But when you write them down in your own, nah, don't do it until you know for sure. Yes, now you want to write them down and do whatever. If you want to print a book or whatever, then you do it. But this is how they're getting their stories, or they're making movies, making money still out of us. We're being slaves. We're still being slaves, yeah. They're making their money. Hey. I've been watching movies after movies, but I slept out. Nah, it's time for me to be up, like the vampires. I've slept during the day. Uh, uh, Up a little what? Yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, so Avatar. Uh, and they had their kids hybrid, and even like some the kids were like discriminated in some in like the clan they went to a different clan from theirs. They were being discriminated because they were mixed, half human that has turned into an avatar, and then an avatar having a baby. So I don't know, the way their arms were different from the others. Their tails were different from the others, so they could see. So they had that discrimination too there in the movie. I did. And then there was a boy that was left back. He was he's the captain, the American captain's son, like the evil man, his son. He was left behind from the first movie. Like he was left behind with the Avatar because he was too young to go with them, also to travel back with them in their I don't know, in their capsule or the thing they went to with. So he stayed back, and he was raised by them. But I felt like later he was telling, or he became like the translator between, in a way. And it felt like he was betraying us, even though like he belonged with them, but in a way he was living with us. But he betrayed. Yes. It's like how I feel like how literally how true life stories are going. That's what I saw in the movie. Like that's what I saw in the movie. They killing the animals, or like how you say, torturing them, taking their gifts, or trying to take some type of power from them, like they're doing with us, experimenting with needles and stuff, just like that, just no. uh, uh, Avatar, yeah. Even the Wakanda too. Wakanda, so the new one, I was just like, it was rubbish. It was rubbish. It's like as soon as they killed that man, it just ugh. But he knew he was gonna die. He knew he was gonna die. He said it. Or like he said it more like in the movie when they asked him also about being on Wakanda Part 2, Wakanda Forever Part 2. He's like, I'm dead, and he died.